Hi guys, welcome back. So, Kanye West said on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, that he had a sexual relationship with his male cousin when they were kids. He shared this while posting a clip from his new music video for a song called Cousins. He wrote, "This song is called Cousins, about my cousin that's locked in jail for life for unaliving a pregnant lady a few years after I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore. Perhaps in my self centered mess, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when he was 6. And then we acted out what we saw." According to Kanye, he found the dirty magazines in the closet of his mother, Donda West, who he recently claimed was a lesbian. I'll get to that in a second. "My name is Yi, and I sucked my cousin D till I was 14. He concluded his message, adding, "Tweet sent." Kanye sings on the track, "Hanging with my cousin, reading dirty magazines. We seen some N-words kiss, and we ain't know what that ish mean. Then we start reenacting everything that we had seen. That's when I gave my cousin head." Kanye repeated that line several times before confessing that he told his cousin not to tell nobody. He continues, "People tell me, take it to my grave. Truth will set you free someday. I don't think they understand that I'm not attracted to a man." So the visual features some home videos, gun violence, PORN type of images, a sign that read the number 4 and then the F word, what you call a gay man, and a burning cross. So Jeffree Star, always one to chase the spotlight, decided to insert himself into Kanye's drama. Jeffree just tweeted something cryptic that got people talking again about those old rumors he was involved with Kanye West. He tweeted, "Okay, F it. The rumors are true," which stirred everything back up, So the whole rumor started back in 2021 with Ava Louise, a TikTok influencer known for doing wild stuff online. She claimed Kanye was hooking up with a very famous male beauty guru, and people quickly guessed it was Jeffree Star because both he and Kanye had connections to Wyoming. And Jeffree had a 2009 song lyric that mentioned Kanye. But here's the thing, Jeffree denied it right away, saying he likes really tall guys and that he and Kanye had never even met or hung out. He kept denying it in interviews. He called the rumor ridiculous. He pointed out that Ava's TikTok was fake. And eventually, Ava admitted she made the whole thing up just to go viral. Okay, so Jeffree starts looking for attention because he denied it. Now it's true, whatever. So Kanye also tweeted over the weekend that his mom was actually a lesbian and that he once saw her hooking up with his babysitter. He also said that her behavior might be why he started hooking up with his own employees later on. He wrote, "You know that day when you hear noises coming from your mom's room and you find out she's a lesbian and you're like, 'Mom, that's my babysitter. You're sleeping with the employees. See, I got it from you, Mom.'" Oh my gosh. He also described his style of music as cuck, C-U-C-K, while writing several other sexual remarks. "My genre of music is called cuck. Think punk, prog, rock, rap, electronic, Berlin school, wave." What? Cock is my whole style. It's my music, it's the way I dress, it's my attitude. Of course, I'm punk. I'm the most punk N word living. I'm the most punk N word living. But punk ain't punk enough to describe me. And punk got N words that dress like devo, with cone heads and ish. My ish is sex, drugs, rock and roll, money, politics, homophobia, sexual harassment, and racism. I'm a walking lawsuit. I read more PORN than I read Bible pages. I won't even read a paragraph unless it's a story about a bee getting the ish F out of her. If you were talking about a bee getting the ish F, I don't want to hear it. Oh my gosh. Kanye is exhausting. Let's just move on. So there's some new drama with Shannon Sharpe in that assault case. Apparently, he was in the middle of trying to settle things with the women who accused him of sexual assault, like they were in mediation. When out of nowhere, without warning, she filed a lawsuit against him. His lawyer, Lanny Davis, said during a press conference that Shannon was actually willing to pay her at least $10 million to settle and keep things quiet. It was a big surprise to us a few days ago when this case was filed. Lenny played a recording of Shannon's statement he released on Instagram today, calling it a shakedown by his accuser and denying the allegations against his client. So, get this. Shannon Sharpe got sued literally a day before news came out that he's about to sign a huge deal, like over $100 million, for his club Shay podcast now that his old contract ended. His lawyer said the women who sued him knew about the deal and used it to her advantage. He even called it classic blackmail because she timed it to get the most leverage. In her complaint, Jane Doe alleges Shannon committed assault, sexual assault, battery, sexual battery, and engaged in the intentional infliction of emotional distress during a rocky, consensual relationship that lasted nearly 2 years. Jane Doe, who is more than 30 years younger than this guy Shannon, alleges Shannon brutally sexually assaulted her several times at the end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025. During today's press conference, Shannon Sharpe's lawyer, Davis, said his client's accuser is on OnlyFans, a subscription-based social media platform where users can sell or purchase, those type of content. What she does on OnlyFans was for money and role-playing and virtual fantasy with money who pay her. It was a fact that the plaintiff started to charge Mr. Sharpe money. This is who she is by the facts. I'm just describing that she's on OnlyFans and charges people money to do role playing. Davis added that there will be a counterclaim and that Jane Doe will be held accountable for a willful and vicious accusation. So later on today, Tony Busby confirmed that his client turned down $10 million from Shannon in order to proceed with litigation. Busby wrote on Instagram, on the one hand, Mr. Sharpe and his lawyers claim that the case filed by Jane Doe is meritless. Yet, on the other hand, they now have disclosed that Mr. Sharpe offered Jane Doe $10 million in writing not to file her lawsuit. That is a true statement. Jane Doe was, in fact, offered $10 million to settle, but rejected that offer, choosing instead to proceed with litigation. Shannon Sharpe's team is now trying to discredit and dox her. Sharpe and his team are now, as anticipated, also attacking me. We are not going to be deterred by these tactics. So then, after the press conference, Shannon Sharpe's lawyer, Davis, released 44 pages of alleged text messages between Shannon and the Jane Doe, which included messages about sexual acts and money. Davis wrote, this lawsuit filed by Gabriela Zuniga, that's Jane Doe's real name, and orchestrated by her attorney Tony Busby, is a blatant and cynical attempt to shake down Mr. Sharpe for millions of dollars. It is filled with lies, distortions, and misrepresentations, and it will not succeed. In her effort to extract a large financial settlement, Ms. Zuniga presented Mr. Sharpe with a secretly recorded video of consensual sexual encounter. We believe the video has been heavily edited and taken entirely out of context, crafted to falsely portray a consensual act as non-consensual. Ms. Zuniga has refused to provide a copy of the full, unedited version of the recording to Mr. Sharpe's legal team. To set the record straight, we are releasing several of Ms. Zuniga's own explicit text messages to Mr. Sharpe that clearly indicate the nature of their relationship was consensual and sexual in nature. In many cases, initiated by her with specific graphic requests. Contrary to the allegations she makes in her lawsuit, consensual sex continued until January 2nd, 2025, the day after she asked for $25,000 per cheek, as quoted above from her text message to Mr. Sharpe. Davis continued, these messages are just a sampling of a broader pattern of graphic sexual communications initiated by Ms. Zuniga. The evidence paints a clear picture. This was a consensual adult relationship that included role-playing, sexual language, and fantasy scenarios explicitly requested by Ms. Zuniga. What he sees as an egregious attempt at blackmail, he stands firmly by the truth and is prepared to fight these false claims vigorously in court. He looks forward to vindication through due process and a judgment based on the facts and the law. Let's get to the text messages. They are quite disturbing. David says Shannon and the accuser had consensual sex until January 2nd, 2025, the day after she allegedly asked for $25,000 per cheek in a message. I know you missed this big, juicy ASS, $25,000 per each cheek. You know what's crazy? Her butt is not even big. But before that message, Shannon wished her a happy new year and said if she sent him $50,000, she could come over to his house. Jane Doe allegedly texted Shannon a photo of a woman tied up in a compromising position and wrote on March 5th, 2023, tie me up like this and do me. And Shannon replied, if I knew how to, I would. The two allegedly exchanged kinky messages again on January 31st, 2024, when Jane Doe allegedly wrote, that just got my tie me up and do bad things to me, to which Shannon wrote, cuff up. Jane Doe allegedly wrote, you still have my handcuffs. I want like some hardcore BDSM action though. Feeling kind of freaky lately. She wrote, I want to be a, oh my gosh, what? I'm not reading this. I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're, on October 9th, she wrote that. Only if you put that baby gravy in me, then you can do whatever you want to me. And I literally ate so much food, I look like I'm pregnant with your big black baby. Your big black baby. Oh my gosh. Shannon responded, if I still F with you around my birthday in 24, you can IUD out. These two are disgusting. Shannon wrote on February 29th, he texted her that, her desire for the baby is a kink for her, which led the Jane Doe to allegedly reply, you're the one that has a breeding kink. And I mean, I only want a baby if it's from you. I think I'd be a good mom. Right. I've always wanted a black baby. She also allegedly wrote, oh my gosh. I'm sorry. What? She also texted, I want to put my tongue in your ASS hole and then marry you. Like, that don't even sound right. She said that on March 12, 2024. Then she wrote August 6, 2024. I want you to put a big black baby in me. What is up with this big black baby? It doesn't even sound. Babies are so precious, are so cute. And then when you calling it a big black baby, yeah, I know Shannon Sharpe looks like a freaking donkey and he's just he's just gross. But that's how she sees him. She sees him probably as so that's why when she's talking about baby with him, she make the baby sound like it's gonna be a big black and just gross. You know what I mean? Because that's how she's see him the way we see him. So that's why even when she's describing a beautiful baby, she still want to call the baby a big black, it sounds disgusting because that's how she really view him. She don't like this guy. It was all about money. I mean, come on, who wants this guy on? Look at. All right, okay, back to the text. She wrote, let's see. You better crave it because you're gonna be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me. Oh my gosh, again. This was August 11, 2024. She viewed this baby, she doesn't even view it as a human being. Big black baby, just big black, this is disgusting. And he was okay with that. OMG. And then Tony Busby, her lawyer, hit back at the release text, claiming all the messages took place before the alleged assault. The statement from Sharpe's newest lawyer falsely accuses Ms. Jane Doe of editing a video, a claim that is not only false but also desperate. The lawyer also suggests Ms. Doe refused to make the video available to Mr. Sharpe. Again, this assertion is easily proven untrue. Here's what is true. Busby continued, although Jane Doe never referenced any video or multiple audios that she possesses in the lawsuit that she filed. Now that Mr. Sharpe's lawyer has decided to broach the subject, we will address it. That aforementioned incredibly damning video will be played to the jury. Then, in response to those denials, Busby released a recorded phone conversation between the accuser Jane Doe and Shannon in which he seemingly threatened her. You want to be a DICK to me now? So Shannon said. Then she said, I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me. Then he said, if you say the word one more time, I'm gonna effing choke the ish out of you when I see you. She said, I don't want to be choked. Then Shannon responded, yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in that matter. I don't think you have a choice in the matter. So
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. It is what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be a me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you when I see you. Thank you.
Okay, I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey, Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly, on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
Oh my gosh. So after all that, Shannon Sharpe's attorney claimed his client was speaking in the heat of the moment and the violent threat was not attended. Oh my gosh. Then Shannon Sharpe's attorney released more text messages, and in these text messages, she's accusing him of forcing himself upon her without consent. It gets crazier. On January 2nd, 2025, she texted, "I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and not put it in my ass. And you didn't listen. I don't care what your history is. No means no, Shannon. I don't know how to process this," she added. But here's the thing. The night before, Jane Doe allegedly texted Shannon demanding he made a payment to her, which she appeared to suggest had previously been promised. "You've got 5 minutes to FaceTime me back with the money, or there's no deal, and you're never touching this young white PUS again. I'm not playing with you, Shannon." She then sent a graphic photo before saying, "Or this a-hole. I would get to calling if I were you. 3 minutes left." After threatening that his time was running out, she is then quoted as saying, "Time's up, no deal, goodbye." But Shannon is said to have texted back, "I'm punishing that AS hole tomorrow. Haven't F you up the ASS in months. Respond or no deal," he added. She replied no. Over 3 hours later, she then texted him, "Just admit it, you're addicted to me," before telling Shannon she was left in tears after he allegedly awarded her. A phone call appeared to place between the pair that evening. 5 days later, Shannon then messaged her saying, "You are pissing me off." "Really? What? We're done, Shannon," she replied. "After you got the money, we're done?" "Wow," Shannon replied. The accuser then allegedly told him, "No, you know why we're done, and it has nothing to do with the money, Shannon." Oh my gosh. So now his lawyer is saying it's a shakedown. Okay, it is. But so what? This guy was 55 or 56 when he met her. She was 19. Okay, so he's a creep. He's disgusting. Come on, a 19-year-old? You think they want a 56-year-old big and just, Of course you gotta pay. she was charging this clown. And then now, and you know what? If he's truly innocent, why would he try to pay off his accuser with $10 million? So there is something. I believe the video. That's why his lawyer is trying to get ahead of it, saying, oh, they are going to edit the video to make it look like it's not consensual. I believe that video is real. The video is not edited. I believe in that video that they said is going to be released. I believe it was role playing. This whole BDSM thing that she was writing about, texting him about, I believe it was one of those sessions. And he probably was choking her in one of those sessions. And where she was just like, because it's role playing. So she probably like, oh no, please, and then he's continuing because once again, that's the role play. But because it's in the video and because she planned it, she's going to say certain things, and he's thinking like, oh, okay, it's part of the role play. But because she's recording it to use it for later, for blackmail. So, yeah, so the things that she was saying, he probably wasn't taking it seriously because she was just like, he's like thinking it's like they're role playing, but yet she's saying certain things, certain things like, oh my God, stop and all that. So he doesn't even know about the plan, what she's up to. So yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting because her text doesn't add up. Like she's saying, I want you to put a big black baby in me. But then the last text, she said, oh, I was crying after you left because you did not put a condom on. And so, but you wanted to have his big black baby, but then you wearing a condom. So that didn't make sense. Another thing, it just didn't make sense. She said she was saying she wanted to be choked, but then she was talking about, oh, you choked me. Like it just doesn't make sense. Those texts did not make sense. And then Tony Busby saying those texts, her lawyer is saying those texts, they were before the assault. So how do you say all these nasty, filthy things you want to do? And then, I don't know. Then she's asking for money. The day before the thing, she's asking for money, $25,000. I don't feel bad for him because he's 56 or 57 and he should know better. You are a disgusting, you are a pig. A 56-year-old, yuck. You have no, why do you think a 19 or 20-year-old would want to even deal with you if there's no money involved? And it's not like he's a good-looking 56-year-old. He's yuck. So he has to pay to play. And these idiots, they're so dumb. They really, they think their money make them, I don't know, because, so now she wants $50 million, but he had offered her $10 million, but she rejected that and decided to go for $50 million. So she must have something in that video that would really, mess him up because, again, I believe it's the role play that the whole BDSM thing. And that's why he was trying to get ahead of it. Because in the video, we don't know if it's role play. But from the text, you can see that they about that kind of thing. So in the video, if you see that kind of choking and her knowing that she's planning all this, she's like in her own thing, doing her own thing, like probably saying no, whatever. But in his head, they've done that so many times. No doesn't mean what, I don't know. So I don't know. It's a mess. It's a freaking mess. But yeah, we're just gonna have to stay tuned and watch because, yeah, these men are disgusting. Okay. And then Kanye West, and then coming out saying so Kanye West saying he and his cousin were doing all this until he was 14. I wonder why, like, what made him come out and say this? Is it something that they were probably holding over his head? Maybe there's things that's gonna be exposed about Kanye, and he wanted to come out first and say it, because why would we need to know? I don't know. It's like with Kanye, every time he drop an album or a single, he has to do something really like obnoxious, really crazy. So I hope this is just not one of those publicity stunt. But then again, I don't know what straight man would come out and say, I sucked my cousin off until I was 14. Yeah, so I believe, yeah, he's not lying about that. And maybe they were holding that against him and he wanted to be the one to expose it. And, because Kanye, just like with this marriage, after all that drama 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks, 2 weeks ago, there were reports saying, oh, yeah, Bianca left him. It's like, come on. Like, nobody's buying that. She's not leaving him. Okay? It's just like he knows what the media, like he knows how to play with the media. Okay? He knows, like he knows. He's not dumb. So this whole Bianca left him and now they got back together. She never left him. People need to have discernment. They need to see through the BS. But yeah, it's a mess with these celebrities, man. That's why I've always said, stop idolizing these people. These people are broken. These people are just an act. They are an act. They are actors. They are actresses. Right? They do not need to be worshipped, idolized. A lot of them are worse than the average people. Okay? Than the people who are not celebrities. Okay? They are selected for whatever reason. So let's stop looking up to these people. They are awful people. All right, you guys, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share if you like. And thanks for the support, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.